Let's go. Hey there, welcome everybody again to Astronomy Daily Live. It's 2 hours UTC, and it's time again to, gather together our group of friends here who share a common passion for astronomy and space and science and yeah, just all things nerd. And spend an hour or so just getting together, gathering in this circle of friends that's actually ever growing, right? I just looked the other day where this channel is, there's sort of a discrepancy. I don't know if it's 149 or 150, but there's somewhere around that many subscribers now, which, yeah, that's kind of neat. Definitely don't get that many views or viewers, but that's cool. I think that's how that sort of goes, and I think I'm going to acquire a kitty on the lap, and like I say, happiness is a kitty on the lap. So here we go, and sometimes a doggy on the lap, sometimes, but I think that sort of depends. So yeah, well, hope everybody's doing well out there in the universe and the world. Let's see, we'll just hang out a little bit more here. So this live stream is just a casual, fun get together. I'm not necessarily here to teach anything or to communicate. I think those things will happen all by themselves. I don't even have to try, right? Because what I do here is what I've been doing for a very, very long time. I sit down and I think and talk all things astronomical, and things are learned and concepts are communicated. And in fact, I actually looked up that O-C thing, and I will share that with you tonight. So yeah, those are the kinds of things that we do here. We're, you're coming along with me in sort of, getting to know the universe better. And it's an amazing place, right? It's an incredibly amazing place. And there's so many approaches, right? And the approach I take, just so happens to be the scientific approach, the astronomical approach. There's lots and lots and lots of approaches. But that's what this live stream does. And this live stream is for everyone, right? It's for people who know absolutely nothing but want to. It's for the amateur astronomers, it's for the advanced amateur astronomers, and it's for the professionals, right? And I consider myself in all of those, right? And because in some areas, I am clueless, right? I don't have a clue. I am very much a noob, right? Some areas, I like doing the amateur thing, just going out, looking, that's awesome. But I'm also a professional too, in that, I'm doing the science, doing the work. Sometimes I actually even get paid for it. So it's just absolutely amazing. So yeah. So hope everybody can come on in, enjoy the live stream. Like I said, we do this pretty much every day at the same time, 2 hours UTC. So you're going to have to correct for your own time zone. I'm located in southeastern Arizona, so I'm 7 hours behind UTC, and in fact, I'm always 7 hours behind because the state of Arizona does not observe daylight savings time. So we're always on Mountain Standard Time. So I just have to remember 7, and in fact, 7 is my is probably it's probably my favorite number, right? Um, so with that as an intro, I will ask Bobby on the panel. Bobby, do you have a favorite number, and what is it? Howdy.
Hey, actually, I don't have a favorite number in reality, but I actually like the number 1.
Number 1. That's cool. That's cool. I
And
like.
speaking of no, number 1 and like all other things, how about another dig it on those rocket launches again?
Yeah, well, some of them actually got off, right? The Indian rocket got off. Um, I I wasn't able to pay much attention today with the launches. I'm
And
I'm I'm Hey there, Tom. Tom just popped on the panel. Hey.
Hey, sorry I'm late, but I was watching the launch, and then I was watching Weekly Space Hangout, and
Too much going on.
too much going on.
Too much.
Yeah.
So, were you watching the SpaceX launch?
I was watching that on Cosmo Quest. Annie was showing it,
Cool.
but she was having trouble, so I actually had Everyday Astronaut on too.
Nice, nice. Yeah, the ULA launch was scrubbed because, well, last I heard it was some kind of fumes or something. Is that?
What I heard was one of the boosters had a hydrogen leak. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Well,
so they didn't want it to go boom.
just another day of foul ups.
that'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah, if you're gonna foul up though, do it on the pad, right? Do it on the pad. So no problem at all. Yeah,
So,
I was.
out of success, out of those attempted launches, you mentioned like only just one of them was successful, right? Or how many more?
Yeah, what launches did we actually have today, Tom? Were you paying attention to that?
Well, the only one that went was the Indian Space Organization, ISRO. They launched their communication or military communication satellite. The other ones that they had scrubbed from yesterday, they said they were going to do them today, but then this morning when I checked, they had scrubbed those. They didn't even reschedule them for today. They were still looking at rescheduling them. So,
Gotcha.
So I guess 1 out of 3, huh?
well, they were 0 for 4 yesterday, and they were 1 for 5 today, but 4 of those they really didn't schedule. They were just thinking about them, or 3 of those, I guess, they really didn't schedule. They were just thinking about them, but yeah, it's...
Yeah. And SpaceX, is that going to go or no?
I haven't seen a date for that, a new date or time for that yet.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always sort of get excited about the Vandenberg ones because those are the only ones that I have a very, very, very small chance of seeing. Right? I mean, I'm pretty far east of there, but I've actually talked to people just to the southeast of me, short amount, and they've seen launches. Well, not the launches, but once the rockets are up, they've actually seen them. They're really, really, really low in the west here, but they can be seen. So definitely want to see those at some point. So yeah, the Vandenberg ones are kind of cool here. So, oh well.
Well, they've got they've got payloads to get up there, so they're gonna reschedule them for some time,
Oh
probably
yeah,
next week or two, I would imagine. We'll see
yeah,
how.
yeah. Got to make sure everything's
And
exactly right.
ERP or Ron was worried about you. You must have work today, huh?
He was worrying about me.
Yeah, he was asking you where you're at and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm here. But yeah, just sort of the usual day. Um, that's I actually posted over in the Discord that for the first time I tried matcha, which is this green tea, and pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. It's a calm um, calm alertness. All day today I was like really chill, but I was very aware. So kind of neat. Green tea is extremely healthy, and I guess this stuff is really healthy. So totally into that. So yeah, I think I'm going
And
to
it's
try
called
it again.
green tea.
Matcha.
Because
So it's
I tried like at least the Lipton is pretty darn good.
yeah. Well, matcha is sort of a different thing. Because you have to prepare it, right? It's not just a steeping in a tea bag. You actually have to, put it into a bowl, put some water in there. You got to mix it up. You got to add more water. You got to mix it up a little bit more. So it's sort of a process.
My mom used to like I used to love chamomile.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, if you just got done from a stressful day,
mhm.
chamomile will definitely will not just put you to sleep, but will really just put you in a calming zone and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But of course, I choose coffee. so, so cheers. And of course, I've got the good old standby here, hydrogen hydroxide (HOH). So that's always awesome. So right out of the tap, awesome. All right, well, cool. Well, glad everybody is here. Could attend. I'm quite sure if I was going to be on time or not, but the ULA canceled, and so I was like, rock on, here we go. So yeah, great.
Yeah.
Hey, I was on Rocket Sage's Twitch stream for a little while this afternoon, and wow, she has a lot of energy. Wow. I'm a little I guess I'm just a little bit more calm and mellow and stuff, but yeah, she's just going and going and going and going and going. That's yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old, I don't know.
Everybody has their own style about doing that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought too. And yeah, I mean, she knows what she's doing though. I mean, she knows her stuff and really enjoys it, and that makes me happy. So if you like what you're doing and you're doing it, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So just as a reminder, not tomorrow, but the next day, the live stream for the 22nd is canceled. So okay, there's that. We have a solstice coming up on the 21st at 22:23 UTC. So keep your heads up for that. On the same day, on the 21st, at starting around 11:50 or so, we'll actually look at a map here. There's a relatively unique event. It's an occultation of Venus, of the planet Venus, of a relatively bright star. It's about a 6th magnitude star. So that is going to be cool, and I am definitely going to live stream that. I'm going to record it, and I'm also going to live stream. So probably what I'll do, like I was saying yesterday, right, is I will take my my modified webcam here, right, which is just a regular webcam, and I've taken, in fact, I took, where is that poor thing? I took this poor eyepiece here, and I unscrewed this part here, right? That's supposed to go on there, like that, right? Well, took that off and glued that on there, and so now this actually goes on to the bottom of the telescope, like right there, like that. And so I'm going to record the event with this, and then probably what I'll do is I will have my smartphone pointing at the screen, and I'll live stream from the phone. So that is, I think I'm going to start live streaming around 11:30 UTC. So local time, that's 4:30 a.m. And like I said, I think the eclipse, sorry, not an eclipse. Well, it's kind of an eclipse. The occultation takes, I think it starts around 11:50ish or so, and it's actually it's going to go for several minutes. I wonder if I can. I think I tried to do this before. Oh, I don't know if I should. Yeah, I probably shouldn't. I was looking at it actually with Stellarium this morning, just to sort of confirm everything and all this. Hey there, Uncle Bill. Nice to see you. And 9-inch Cold, it's nice to see you too. Peace. Cheers. Hope everything is well over there. Anyway, so how the way that this is going to go down Friday morning is Venus is about 40% phase. So 40% of it is lit. 60% of it is dark, right? So we're going to see a crescent, sort of a fat crescent Venus, right? And that bright part is actually going to contact the star first, right? And then, of course, the star is going to move behind it. Well, of course, Venus is the thing that's actually moving. Well, Venus and us. So, the star will go behind Venus on the bright side and pass behind the planet, and then it'll reappear towards the dark side. And that's going to be kind of interesting, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to pick it up with this thing, and it's going to be kind of interesting. I'm going to look at the light curve pretty much as fast as I can, because I sort of want to see what that does, because there's some interesting, lots of interesting kinds of effects that can happen. For instance, I think I should be able to see the atmosphere of Venus, and then the gradient of that light curve can actually tell you things about temperature, pressure, just lots of interesting things. So step one is to collect the data, and step two is to sort of evaluate how good the data is, and step three is to measure it and see what can be learned about it. So it's kind of it's going to be pretty cool, and I'm pretty excited about live streaming it. I think that'll be a little bit interesting, and of course I'm extremely excited about being able to record it. So we'll see how that goes. The long-term forecast for Friday morning here is clear all night long, clear, and around 5 o'clock, I'm supposed to get some high clouds. So, of course, that's right during the occultation. So, we'll see. Weather prediction, of course, isn't all that great, especially 2 days out. It's just you just can't do it, right? The possibility of that predicted event actually happening is pretty low. When you're talking 2 or 3 days out. So we'll see how all that goes. Of course, I'll keep an eye on that. Even if it's a little bit cloudy, that probably wouldn't do too good in terms of measuring the actual shape of the light curve, but in terms of timing, clouds aren't going to have a big effect on that. So maybe if nothing else, I can sort of measure the diameter of Venus or something like that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let's. I wanted to.
Does that star have a name, or does it just have a number?
I'm actually gonna share my screen, and we're gonna take a look at that right now. Because as these things go, these stars have multiple names, always. Now, where is it? Here it is. Okay, so let's see. So here's at least one of the names, HIP 72373. And we can look that up. It's easy enough. But if you're in North America, this is the time to see it anywhere in North America. Now, where I am, right? I'm here. So Venus is going to be pretty low, but I'm still going to be able to see it. Bobby, you're over in Louisiana, right? So you're over here. Yeah. So you'll get an easy shot. Tom, you're up in Indiana. Easy.
No,
Easy.
Illinois, but not too far from Indiana.
Illinois, yeah. I was pointing to Illinois, and I said Indiana.
Yeah, right at the bottom of Lake Michigan there.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here.
And a little favor for anybody that's watching and still going to like school and stuff, don't try to get sick. And I got like a real funny story about it if we got time for it.
I think that is a very legitimate excuse, though, Bobby. Yeah, I can't go to school today because I've got to watch an occultation. Hey, that works for me. I have no problem with that. What I wanted to do was I wanted to see, okay, so it sort of looks like, do you see these lines here with the numbers? These are actual minute numbers, right? So this is 11:59 and 12 o'clock, 12:01, 12:02, 12:03. So where I am, it looks like the occultation is going to start maybe around like 12 hours UTC. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, if it's clear, you're definitely going to have a telescope to see this, right? Because at least according to this, it is a 6th magnitude star, so it's faint enough that you really can't see it without just a little bit of help. And these kinds of events, you need some magnification, right? So binoculars, you're going to see Venus, and you're really not going to see much of anything else. So with the telescope, or some kind of long focal length optics, you'll be able to magnify it a little bit, and what you want to be able to see is the actual disk of Venus, right? You want to be able to see that sort of fat crescent. But yeah, let's see. This page actually has a lot of information on it, and I think I posted this before, but maybe I'll post it in the chat again. I know that I've got it over on the Discord too, so. But here, I'll post it on the chat there for ya. So yeah, this is objects passing in front of stars. These occultations happen relatively often, but to have a planet pass in front of what is a pretty bright star is pretty rare. Yeah, 41% sunlit. So yeah, I think that's going to be kind of interesting. The central path, let's look at that. We can look at that here. The central path goes, whoop, I gotta zoom in this way, I guess. Whoa, too much. Back up a little bit. So there's the path. It looks surprisingly close to the solar eclipse of 2017, huh? Wonder if there's a relationship there. I don't know. Anyway, so if you're located along this central path here, you'll have a maximum length of eclipse, which I think they're saying is something like 833 seconds. It's really, really, really long. But one of the other cool things, right, is that if you're actually in this path, right, you'll actually see a really, really neat optical effect where right at mid-eclipse, right, when the star is exactly right behind Venus, you'll actually get a bright flash. What that is the light from the star is actually going through the atmosphere of Venus and being bent around it. And so what you actually see is an entire ring of light. And it gets really, really bright, just for a flash, just really, really, really fast, right? So that's pretty neat, right? Unfortunately, where I am, way down here, I'm probably not going to see anything like that at all. But it'll still be really, 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 really cool. And like I said, I'm going to be live streaming it here, so feel free to tune in. Otherwise, definitely take a look. I haven't heard if anyone else is doing it. If anybody hears about somebody else doing this, I'm absolutely certain that this is going to be recorded, for science, right? And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing too. So yeah, kind of a neat relatively rare event. Here's the cloud cover forecast. So as you can see, where I am, they're talking about clouds, but I don't buy it. I don't buy it. So Tom, I don't know. What do you think? Looks pretty bad over there.
Yeah, yeah. I think they're calling for some rain on Friday, so that's better than snow this time of year.
Well, this is true. This is true. Now, Bobby, you might be in the clear here. So yeah, who knows? One other really cool thing right now. If you go out in the morning, and actually I posted a picture of it on the Discord too, is that you've got Venus, pretty high up in the sky, and then we have Mercury and Jupiter there too. And Mercury was really bright. I mean, when I went out this morning to look at Venus, just to sort of see where it was, I looked to my east, and I saw these two bright objects, and it's like, one of those is Jupiter. Well, what's that other bright thing? I mean, Mercury was almost as bright as Jupiter, and it's like, wow, that. I don't know, and I mean, I've seen Mercury a lot, right? But I don't ever remember seeing it quite that bright. And I think it's a lot to do with the timing, right? Because it was still dark, relatively dark, and Mercury was obviously up pretty high. So I think it was probably that. It was just the contrast was such. But yeah, if you've never seen Mercury, now is the time. If you like to get up a little bit early, get up. Roughly like half an hour or so before sunrise, maybe a little bit earlier than that. Go out, look towards your east, and you'll see Venus up, relatively high in the southeast, I guess, and then a little bit more east. You see these two bright. Well, here I can. I don't know why I'm having to motion with my hands when I can just show you the picture itself. So go over to Discord and pull that up. I don't remember where I put it though. So let's find out. Oh, there it is. Okay. So can I do this? This thing, yeah, for some reason, okay, let's just do it like that. This is probably a little bit hard to see, but I can zoom in this way. Can I? Yeah. Here we go. Come on. Oh, a little bit too much. I'm being a little over anxious. And actually, this star up here is Spica. Zoom out. I zoomed in a little bit too far there. All right. Well, come on. Are we gonna cooperate here or not? There we go. Anyway, so here's Venus, right? And then way down here, do you see that? There's Mercury, and there's Jupiter. So you can see that these guys are almost the same brightness, which yeah, was sort of surprising. I looked at that and it's like, what is that? I don't know. Now, for some reason, I cannot. I don't know why I can't scroll down here. Oh well, that's all right. No biggie. Anyway, so yeah, that configuration is not going to last long. I mean, Mercury is probably about as far away from the sun as it's going to get. It's called maximum elongation. Maximum in this case, Western elongation. You can actually go over to cloudy nights, and let's go back to the calendar and see when maximum Western elongation is. It's really close to about now. I know that. That's about as far as Mercury is going to get. Let's see. Mercury. 18th. Moon. Mercury is at, yeah, it was actually on the 15th, right? So it says Mercury, I'll zoom in again here. Oh, that's zooming out, sorry. 12:15. So Mercury is at greatest Western elongation at 12 hours UTC on the 15th. Yeah, so it's already moving towards the sun again. So yeah, catch it fast. You're gonna have to wait a couple months to see it maximum again in the evening sky. So that was pretty cool to see. Now I'm trying to remember what else there was. Does that music sound a little loud? Maybe turn it down a little tiny bit.
As well as not creating a feedback because I'm still using my Bluetooth speakers and the microphone on my laptop.
Yeah, cool. Okay. All right. Let's see.
I did tell you that I actually blame the fan. I'm like a little bit under the weather, and right now I'm just getting it like drained out and stuff. And and I was telling all you that if you're still in school, don't try to get sick.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I say about a lot of things, but
and I did tell you I got a funny story about it.
Do tell.
Okay, so I actually had like a nasty flu in my junior year, and it was like during the spring semester. So in my high school, we had these 4x4 blocks, which is usually separated by 4 90-minute blocks. So each class is like 4 times 90 and 90 minutes. So and then my symptoms got worse at the second block, and the teachers were telling me that I gotta go, and so I missed my third and fourth. And my third block in my junior year in the spring semester was called Team Leadership. So the next day I was feeling kind of like a bit better, but probably still not on there yet. And I actually went to third block, and and my team leadership teacher back then was saying, "Hey, we're doing a research project for like any leader that has provided great success in leadership and all that." So I picked Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft. So I did the research, I did my paper, and then I did everything, got it printed, all ready to go. When suddenly, when I just printed that paper, I was told that somebody already got Bill Gates. And I was like, what in the great retornation? You got Bill Gates, I got Bill Gates. I already done my paper, and you're now telling me that you did Bill Gates? I was like, when we went to present it, I still did Bill Gates, and she just lost.
Yeah. I mean, were were you not supposed to have like two people doing the same one? Because that sounds okay to me. Yeah, that sounds okay to me. So, but yeah, yeah. Well, that happens. So who got the better grade? That's what matters, right?
Yeah, because they like the teacher does, they handpick students, and you want and so when it was my turn, I pretty much was in a higher ranking, and she was in a lower ranking. So I pretty much still beat her, second to
Oh, I
none.
got you. I got you. Yeah, yeah. That's like going, you know, going to a costume party and having, somebody else dressed up exactly the same way, right? And it's like, oh man,
That's
we
like
should
even
have
going to the
taught.
homecoming and prom with your girlfriend, and somebody is wearing the same dress your girlfriend's wearing.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Well,
happened at at a special sophomore dance we did around Valentine's Day, and we actually had so there was a freshman that actually like, and I think another student wore the same dress that freshman was wearing and stuff. She was a freshman while I was a sophomore, and so that was like, holy scrub. And I was like, and I can prove it. I actually saw that same dress another girl had.
yeah, well, those kinds of things happen all the time. So, yeah, that's how it goes, I guess. I think I'm a little bit curious about this star that's going to be occulted. Why don't we take a look at that and see see what that is? We can probably do a Simbad on that thing. It's an SAO star. It's an HIP star. Yeah, let's go over and do a Simbad on that. Find out maybe a little bit about this bright star. All right, so I'm sharing my screen, going to infinity. We're going to go back over here, and let's go over to Simbad. And then we'll go over to here, and it doesn't matter what I search on. So let's just search on SAO 158808. Let's see what we got here. High proper motion star.
Excited that can look at that pretty darn good.
What's that, Bobby?
Anybody that might be foresighted can look at that pretty darn good.
Maybe. Let's see. Yeah. So high proper motion star just means that it seems to be moving relatively fast in the sky, and yeah, that's relatively fast. 50 milliarc seconds per year in right ascension, and like 94 milliarc seconds per year in declination. So a positive right ascension means that it is moving towards the east, and a negative declination means it's moving towards the south, right? So it's sort of moving, well, more south than east, but sort of in a southeasterly motion, I guess. And look, it looks like it's moving towards us at a pretty good clip, right? 32 kilometers per second. That's pretty darn fast. So it looks like it's a K star, which is a usually like a red dwarf type of thing. So yeah, we can look into that a little bit more. So, yeah, but see all those names? Look at all those names. Yeah, quite a few names going along with that, which is normal. couple of references. That's kind of cool.
You know
We'll get
what's
back.
kind of bit crazy when it's all zoomed in, you actually don't see that Aladdin thing, that little profile thing from Aladdin.
Oh, we don't?
No.
Oh no. Yeah, yeah, it's way over there. Okay. Well, I'll have to remember to move it over there when we take a look. Okay, so it looks like it's about 120 parsecs away, which I'm gonna grab my handy dandy calculator here, 7060. Oh,
Don't
119.
fail it now. Don't fail it now.
Don't fail me now, little calculator. Oh, it's failing me. But that's okay. 3.26. So about 350 light years, I think. I assume that that's a 50 on there. Times
Yeah,
10.
when you have to get rid of your calculator, that's like euthanizing your dog, putting your dog to sleep and stuff.
That is going to be the end of the world. I'm just going to put it up in a museum. So 390 light years away. So that's really not incredibly far away. It may seem to be far, but no, that's really not all that far. So pretty good numbers here for radio velocities. It looks like, pretty consistent measurements. Same for proper motion. Looks like it's pretty consistent. That's nice. Oh, they even have a temperature here, right? So that's almost 5,000 degrees Kelvin. Usually that's in Kelvin. So that's pretty cool. Parallax sort of gives you a sense of distance. And here's some guesses in terms of spectral types. And yeah, I'm not quite sure what all that means. But it's definitely a K-star. So at least we know that. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, just sort of a regular old star. Doesn't look like there's anything particularly exciting about it or anything. And that's how most stars are, right? They're just sort of, doing their thing. But yeah, I think I might have to change my story a little bit. It may not be a dwarf star. It might be some kind of a giant. I was looking at the this number here. This thing called log G. That's the well, it's basically 2.61 times the gravity of the sun, right? I think I read that right. Is that right? Log G, 10 to the 2. Maybe I'll have to correct that a little bit. But yeah, I think that means that's a pretty big star, right? As opposed to a dwarf.
It says K-stars are between dwarfs and Gs, like our sun.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this log G value here, which I believe is a measure of gravity, and yeah, and I'm gonna have to dive into that a little bit because that seems a little warm for a red dwarf. Maybe not. I'll have to look into that a little bit. I'll get back to you on that one as well. So let's see here. I'm just seeing, things like giants, right? IG and K star, K giants, IG, K giants. There we go. Abundances in the local region. I don't think that this is an I. I think that's a 1, a Roman 1. So it's just about the G and K giants. Moving to class 3, in terms of stellar parameters, the primary point of interest is the disagreement between gravities derived with masses determined from isochrones, which are just models, right? It's just a fancy way of saying models. I don't know if we're going to get much into that, but yeah, I think these guys can either be, you know, solar type G and K, or they can be bigger. So maybe after the red giant phase, as they're getting smaller again. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that a little bit. So many things I don't know. See if there's any. Not really. Like I said, not really seeing any spectacular things about this star, and I don't really expect there to be anything too spectacular. Yeah, it's a late type star, maybe something like that. All right, well, cool. Anyway, so that's the star that Venus is going to pass in front of. And let's go over here. There it is in all of its glory. It looks I'm not quite sure if we're seeing a binary star here, or if that's just kind of some kind of funky optical effect. I think if it was a binary star, we'd see 2 sets of diffraction spikes, and I'm just seeing 1. So yeah, these double circles here must be some kind of weird optical effect. But let's look around a little bit. Obviously, it's a pretty bright star. But I always like to look around a little bit, see if there's anything else interesting. Just lots and lots of stars, just as one would expect there to be. But as you can see by the color, right, that's pretty reddish. Are we actually looking at, no, let's look at the Sloan Digital Sky Survey if there's an image. Nope, I guess not. Here's a grayscale of the Digital Sky Survey. Hydrogen alpha. I'm not seeing anything there. Pan-STARRS. Pan-STARRS is sort of seeing it. Takes a little while for it to fill in. Looks like there's a lot of defects and whatnot, so a lot of these things are not actually there, right? But yeah, there's our guy right there. Let's see if Spitzer's looked at it. It doesn't look like it. Okay, so I don't know if any of these other ones have looked at it or not. Doesn't look like it. Oh, yeah, that one has. Is it actually there? I don't know if that's it. I don't know. Okay. Well, cool. Yeah, so that's going to be a fun little event happening. Let's see. So, yeah, a really interesting video that I just saw, and I posted this up over on the Discord as well. Let's get back to. Oh, I'm going to have to zoom out on that. Is this guy? Oh, what did I do? I don't know what I did. I can just kill it. There we go. Let's see. Where was that? Was that here? Yeah. This is a pretty interesting video about actually occultations of stars. It sort of stirred up my thoughts about yet another project that I've been thinking about for quite a while, and I thought that I had actually come to a point where I was saying, well, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. But this video has sort of shown me and reminded me that things aren't exactly as I thought. So there's a possibility that I might have to revive this project a little bit, or at least take another look at it, to see if it's possible. And that's sort of puts me on the brink of insanity. But if there's a way to detect trans-Neptunian objects using occultations, then that is definitely an interesting thing. But what's really neat is that there are others that are working on this and are much more advanced than I am. So yeah, we'll see how all that goes. It's there's the possibility of an asteroid passing in front of a star is really rare, right? It just doesn't happen, right? Because stars are point sources, right? They're just little dots. Can't really see anything at all, right? They're just points. And that's simply because they're so far away, right? They are so far away. We can't see the actual surface of any of these stars. Now we actually are getting to a point where we can, right? But with a normal scope and normal conditions and everything, telescope like that, right? Every single star is going to look like a point. Asteroids, though, do actually have a size, and depending on what telescope you use and everything else, sometimes you can discern that, and sometimes you can't. Trans-Neptunian objects are so far away that I think I'm pretty safe in saying that even the largest telescopes in the world probably can't actually see shapes or surfaces or anything. So they actually appear as point sources too. So to have basically a single point pass in front of another single point is really hard, right? I mean, they have to be almost perfectly aligned, right? But okay, the probability of that taking place is very small. But there's a lot of stars, right? And maybe there's a lot of these trans-Neptunian objects, right? There are most likely at least 100 million, if not a billion, regular asteroids that are approximately 10 meters or larger, right? So there's a lot of sort of the regular asteroids in the asteroid belt, right? But now there's sort of this new asteroid belt beyond the orbit of Neptune, right? These trans-Neptunian objects, And I got to say that, I mean, my guess is that there's at least as many of those as there are regular asteroids, right? So, there might be a billion of those too that are, 10 meters across or more, right? And if that's the case, then even though, the probability of one of those asteroids passing in front of a star is extremely small, if there's a lot of stars and a lot of asteroids, the possibility of actually seeing those kinds of events actually becomes a possibility, right? Yeah, you got to crunch all the numbers and everything else, and there are a lot of complications with that too. And some of the complications they talk about in this video. So it's a pretty long video, but as YouTube videos go, I gotta say that this one was done really well, right? The graphics are nice. He shows actual data as well, actual events recorded, from telescopes, and well written. Like I said, the graphics are really good, and it sort of opened my eyes to the possibility that I need to look at that again, because what he was talking about made me realize that how I was thinking about this wasn't exactly right. And like I said, that sort of opens the possibility of actually being able to do this. So yeah, I've got to run all the numbers, and it gets really complicated because it gets into optics, right? It gets into different kinds of diffraction and all that. Luckily, right here within arm's reach, I have the book. I have the optics book. This is it, Born and Wolf. Everything that you would ever want to know about optics, right there. So actually within these pages are the mathematical equations that I need in order to figure out if I can do this or not. So yay. I'm just going to have to dive into the math. It's like, oy vey. But yeah, that's how it goes. And what's really great about the video that he posted is that he also posted a list of all the references that he used to make the video, and there's a big, huge list. In fact, we can look at that really quick because I think I've got it. I'm going to share my screen again here. Share the screen, hide that, go over here. Is this it? Yeah. Okay, so here's the video itself, right? It's called In the Shadow of the Planets. And look at all the references here. It's great. He goes through the whole thing, right? So yeah, this came at a good time, and so yeah, I'm gonna dive into this. And French Space Guy, you are awesome. Make sure to subscribe to him. He looks like he's doing some pretty interesting things over there. So, all right, well, cool. I noticed that it's just after the hour, so I think it's about time to get on out of here for today. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, so we'll have a live stream tomorrow. and then not a live stream the next day, and then we'll be back on, from then on. So just during the solstice. So yeah, tomorrow is sort of the solstice show. So if I'm going to have to think about that a little bit, we can. We definitely, we should look at the sun, right? I mean, tomorrow is definitely going to be a show, a live stream about the sun. But yeah, let me, I'll poke around a little bit, see if I can find any kinds of interesting things. If nothing else, we'll just take a look at the sun, right? It's always great to do that. If anybody has any kind of suggestions in terms of looking at different solar things, you can email me, cosmiclettuce@gmail.com. You can post some things over on the Discord server, and I have a link to that down in the description. And I think I have a Nightbot command to give you all a link to that as well. Let's see if Nightbot is behaving tonight. Yeah, there it is. All right, cool. And yeah. So I think tomorrow will be a solar show. We'll think and talk about the sun a little bit. Sun's an amazing place, of course. Very mysterious, right? We really, we don't really seem to have a handle on that much at all. But that's what science is all about, is trying to figure those kinds of things out. So yeah. Let's make tomorrow a soul day, or a sol day, and we'll take a look at the sun, and we'll think about the sun a little bit on the solstice. So all right, very cool. I think I'm going to get out of here for now. So peace, cheers, and all that. I will see you in one more rotation of this little ball of dust that we live on here. Yeah, so hope everybody has a great evening, a great day. Make sure to subscribe, do a thumbs up, all that kind of great stuff. Spread the word. This channel is growing slowly, and I think that is absolutely great. The more the merrier, for sure. So, all right, everybody, take care, and I will see you on the spin. See you later. Bye.
Later.